Today is not the day for my womb to vomit through my lady hole in a reddish-brownish mass of human mucousy tissue, woman egg, and human woman blood. They say that this pandemic wears a crown and that he has taken his seat as the ruling king over health, over life, over sanity, and the economy. But all I know is that when I wake up, I must move for the sake of food and a peaceful household and of breaking the bias. This year was our year. The back-to-back promotions, the hefty paychecks, and the clout of the corporate alpha male sensation were his. The socialite attraction and benefaction, the bespoke curve amplifying gowns, the blank check to wine and dine in oblivion with the renowned, those ones, they were mine. And then the crown virus king took his place and slain our dreams in reality in a battle that we stood no chance to win because we did not know that we'd made a powerful enemy. And now I'm a woman breadwinner, stretching my cities and counting my pesos and striving to break the bias for the man of my soul, my heart and home wastes away while this plague spares his lungs and devours his masculinity in his mind, in the bedroom, and in his shattered glassy world. I said today is not the day for my womb to vomit through my lady hole in a reddish-brownish mass of human mucousy tissue, woman egg, and human woman blood. Because when I wake up, I must move for the sake of food and a peaceful household and of breaking the bias. 3 times uncontrollable turbulent spasms coupled with inexplicable dizzying pain have turned me inside out to birth life that is dependent on my life. And perhaps I would have swallowed pills that swallow eggs and kill sperm if my village soothsayer had told me that opening my legs and moaning and groaning and sacrificing my career and slaving over pots and fire and loving trustingly would leave me lonely and frazzled in a perpetual chase after formula, children's clothes, a makeshift shelter, and free favors, while everyone around me is chasing money and life's next big marathon and breaking the bias. But I am Mother Nature. How can I distance myself from social markets and roadsides and lorry stations when it is my closeness to socialization that enables my children and I to eat and to sleep with death at a reasonable distance? Why should I, a woman breadwinner, care about a possible corona death when I cannot really live? And so today is not the day for my womb to vomit through my lady hole in a reddish-brownish mass of human mucousy tissue, woman egg, and human woman blood. Because when I wake up, I must move for the sake of food and a peaceful household and of breaking the bias. See, this woman breadwinner cannot afford to appreciate the yellow sun at sunrise, nor to flirt with the rose sun at sunset. She must work harder than ever and everyone, because before Queen Corona wore her crown, she'd been back at work for just 8 weeks to break the bias after a 6-month maternity leave. And now she must prove her worth in a junior level corporate position, or she might easily become a corporate layoff. She's dispensable. And this woman breadwinner, she cannot tick-tock with a ticking clock tyrannically commanding her to find today's meals for her parents. Global emergency or not, school fees must be paid. Ahead of time, on time, in arrears, no time for cute pictures or a video call with a boyfriend who's captured her 24-year young old heart. And this woman breadwinner, she cannot sleep soundly, if at all. And how can she when her illegal sugar lover is in sweet quarantine with his legal sugar lover, reigniting the red-hot flames that once ravaged the legal sugar lover's breast size and lady parts, while she, the legal sugar lover, can only flip through mind pictures of a time when being locked down meant that she was either beneath or on top of her illegal sugar lover, unleashing her best moves, contorting her waist, clapping it from behind, bouncing along to her prize sensual playlist of seduction, breaking the bias of top-notch sexual application. And every wail and scream was worth 5,000 Ghana cedis, more than enough to pay her mother's electricity bills, to cover her younger brother's final examination costs, to pay for her father's dialysis, and to buy a nice new weave to play a playlist of seduction for her illegal sugar lover once again, repeat, repeat, and repeat. But this woman breadwinner cannot wake up from her sleepy nightmare of terror. And how can she, when her illegal sugar lover is in sweet quarantine with his legal sugar lover, reigniting the red-hot flames that once ravished the legal sugar lover's breasts, thighs, and lady parts, while her boyfriend is hungry and angry because the corona blues is preventing her from setting up a passionate rendezvous for some hardcore bodily interlock and intercourse that will morph into some hard currency to pay his rent, to buy him decent meals, to pay for his Uber rides, and to pay for this boyfriend's loveless love. So no, today is not the day for our wombs to vomit through our lady holes in reddish brownish masses of human mucousy tissue, woman eggs, and human woman blood. They say that this pandemic wears a crown and that he has taken his seat as the ruling king over health, life, sanity, and the economy. But all I know is that when we wake up, we must move for the sake of food and a peaceful household, and for the sake of the woman breadwinner in me, in her, and in you. It is her duty, it is your duty, and it is my duty to break the bias. Thank you.
Round of applause, Apiorkor, Ashong-Abbey, Nikwe, musical lunatics. Oh my goodness. As we set up, do you guys want to hear from them a little bit? Okay, so first of all, Apiorkor, please tell us why is poetry such an important avenue, especially on this day, to talk about this?
Well, I mean, poetry brings out the emotion. So, I work in media as well. So let me use this analogy. There's something that I've actually been working on, and very soon you see that paper.
Okay.
Verse journalism. It's a very new concept, but when we listen to the news, and particularly over the past 2.5 years or so, we're hearing statistics, we're hearing numbers, they're being thrown at us. And it's very easy to forget that those statistics involve human beings, involve their families, their loved ones, and the social lives that they had before the pandemic happened. And especially when it comes to women, on this day, we need to highlight that. But poetry brings out the emotion that lies behind those statistics. And it does it in a way that, no other arts can, really. I mean, pictures, yes, they do their bit, but they don't have words attached to them. Paintings, the same. Film will do that. But poetry gets more intense, unless you're speaking verse throughout a film, you don't get that intensity that poetry gives you. And so on a day like this, poetry allows us to dig deep as women, as a people, as citizens of the world, and use that to highlight and communicate some of the things that affect us as women and as a globe.
And you've been doing this for a while. What would you say you've learned about yourself in this journey through poetry?
Well, I say that, and I always say that writing takes a lot of courage. I have moved from the point where I write about myself to a place of empathy, where I can just study people's situations and write about their experiences, what they are dealing with, and sort of give them a voice in that sense. And that makes me grow, and it has made me grow. Because now it's taught me that poetry, and I say this as well whenever I get to speak to students, young poets, audiences like you, and you're a fabulous audience. A round of applause for yourselves. But I say that poetry is an art of selflessness and not of selfishness. It begins selfish when you start out with it, because you need to understand yourself before you can understand the things that are happening around you, the people that are around you. But I've learned that it's meant for the people beyond yourself.
And today you shared beyond yourself for us.
Right.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause for Apiorkor Ashong. Apiorkor, I'll ask you not to go. Please have a seat over here since we're having you on our next panel. And please, thank you.